ain't gotta say. You already know. SRT the click. We in the A. SRT the click. Keep it super lit. Got a check. Need a place to bet. Got fruit cups on deck. We don't play every Wednesday. You gotta turn up. Keep it real. Everybody in the A. Tune to us. Yeah. Super slick when I spin move. I just touch down. Real smooth. And it's H.O. from Bankhead. So we don't tie. We gotta go for two. Money ain't nothing fun. Coach calling a play, we gotta fall in. SRT be the crew, you know we ballin'. Sports round table, the only option. Bankhead. So what I do? Turn up every Wednesday with the SRT crew. Yeah. So what I do? Turn up every Wednesday with the SRT crew.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable. Yes, sir. It is Happy Hump Day. Happy SRT Wednesday. It is time to get into some sports talk with the SRT crew. Happy Hump Day and happy SRT Wednesday. I am your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead, and it is a wonderful day outside, and it's another week to get into some sports. Waiting on my other two Conrads here, but right now it's just me and my main man, Mr. Asa Brown. What up, Asa? What's going on, bro?
Going on, H.O. How's it going today, man? Happy Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Happy Wednesday. All is well. Yeah, man. It's time to get up in there. It's time to get up in there. It is time. This past weekend, they had some inductees of the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get into that and more because there were some guys that got into the Hall of Fame that were really good players. I must say so. Yeah, we'll go get it. What up, VP? VP is in the house. Shout out to the VP. And this is episode 487. We are moving right along, getting close to that 500 mark. So stay tuned for the episode 47. As Coach has just joined us back in.
Yeah, the screen went black for some reason.
Back in the house there, yeah. After a week off, and taking the Feast of Collier out on a dinner date, Coach is back in the building. What up, Coach?
I wish I was.
Coach got them checking off the playoff box already.
I wish I was taking her somewhere. Y'all wouldn't see me for more than a week. Be about a couple weeks.
Yeah, somebody from the links. Well, I couldn't remember her name. She had a 40 boner, didn't she? Yeah. Somebody from the links the other night had put up a 40 pointer.
McBride.
The links looking pretty good there for you, Coach. You proud of your girls, huh?
They McBride. Champs. Ain't no need to try to have.
Proud of your girls, huh? They go be something to 10 with, right?
They gonna be the champs. Ain't no need to try to hide it. They gonna be the champs. So
there you go, Coach.
Thank you.
He already seen you in Minneapolis already. You been there? You ain't tell us, huh?
Yeah, dog. No comment.
All right, we got a lot to talk about through my hot news right quick. No comment. All right, we got some hot news. We're going to talk inductees. preseason game starts for the NFL. And trying to get his T-Move internet together. Yeah, VP, I agree. The Lynx are on fire right now. So yeah, they could be the team to beat. So yeah. Ain't much going on in Minnesota here lately other than that big old mall they got out.
The Mall of America.
Yeah, so the Lynx can bring some more attention to Minnesota if they are able to dethrone one of the big guns in the WNBA. And I'm here for it. I'm all here for it because I like good basketball. All right, fellas. Waiting on a couple of more people to join in and we can get this thing started. I thought Hancock was coming on in. Let me check with.
I think the only team that can probably give the Lynx some headache will be the Aces, because I think the Aces been I won't say purposely been lacking behind, but I don't think I think they just now turned on the playoff intensity to end the season, and so. And they know how to win. So, I think the Aces are the only team out there that really has – they might be lacking in firepower, but they got the mentality in order to hang with Minnesota. So, we'll see.
What about the Liberty? I heard they decent pretty good right now too. They going out.
They on a decent little run the last 5 games, but it really, man, it all depends upon matchups, right? Where you fall, who can wind up with the proverbial easiest path to the championship, and so, or if that first round, can you get a team that you match up well with, right? But you got a couple of teams now in the WNBA don't know they have wild cards. Washington Mystics and the Golden State Valkyries, those are wild cards.
Yeah.
Problem with them is they don't know any better, right? So, you know what I mean? When you're young and dumb, sometimes you don't know any better.
Yeah.
The lack of experience can be a positive.
Hey, like your grandma used to tell you back in the day, you go either stay in or you staying out. What you doing?
Well, look like Roscoe trying to get his job back. I told him no. He trying to do some bucking.
I was going to ask you, you know what I mean? You got your right. Who you got in the hamster hole? Who you got?
Yeah, Roscoe trying to get some things working again.
Yeah, he talking about the misses right there. Asa.
Oh yeah, like I said, I know. I agree with you, VP. I'm just saying that matchups, right? Like obviously, we know Golden State has Atlanta Dreams number, right? So if that wanted to be a 4-5, now I can see Golden State in the second round. And depending on who, depending on who they get, now it's a matchup, right? So that's all I'm saying. Like it's because you're 1 through 8 outside of Minnesota, you're 1 through 8 going to be like a difference of 3 games, 2 to 8. So can be anybody's game.
If
Them top six.
If Indiana knew how to play defense, they'd be dangerous. But they got all
Indiana
they
don't know how to finish. Yeah.
They got the best backcourt in the WNBA right now.
But I'm still pulling for the home team, but I don't think we got enough firepower either.
Tripping.
No.
See, VP said he.
You know what I ain't gonna say it irritates me, but why does everybody and it's not her thing, and I ain't picking on nobody, but why is every time somebody compare folks, they got to put Clark there? Clark don't need to be in every conversation. I mean, seriously.
She makes you stop and read whatever's being said. I agree with you, Coach, but it's a gift and a curse, right? Some people think she shouldn't have been the top of the conversation to begin with, but she was, or she was and is.
There you go, Coach. There's your answer right there.
But that zone not gonna work if you got to go up against a penetrating guard that can break that zone down and kick out. And you got a lot of guards that can do that now.
I agree. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some hot news.
Blazing. Hot. Scorching. On fire. Red hot.
This is why I'm hot.
It's the Sports Roundtable Hot News.
Yeah, the hot news sponsored by, you already know, Big Easy Grill. Our good old friends over 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill. It's the place to be. 2-bite shrimps is what they call them. Going over to the Big Easy Grill, get you some crab claws, 2-bite shrimps, and some catfish nuggets. On the Palmer and some red beans and rice to wash it on down with.
2 bites to finish
Big
one.
Easy Grill. Make sure you mention SRT and Sports Roundtable. Get your SRT discount whenever you go. All right, Ace, what you got?
I was saying 2 bites to finish one.
Oh yeah, 2-bite shrimps for sure. Yes, sir. All day long. I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt made. 2-bite shrimps, Big Easy Grill. Sponsored by SRT. Put the SRT logo on the shirt.
Yep.
That'll be awesome.
You wear the shirt, you get a discount when you walk in.
There it is. Already. And look who's back. My main man, Coach, is back in the building. Roscoe ain't doing his job.
Yeah, him and Cletus got an argument going on. I don't know who's gonna win, but
Him and Cletus got an argument, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I guess since I ain't used my computer in a hot minute, it's acting up today.
It's all good, but
peekaboo.
Let's go ahead and get into some of this Hall of Fame talk.
Yes, sir. Real good list.
All right, there we go. There we go. All right, here we go.
Sure. Teach the young girls how to dress.
Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, all got inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame this weekend. Coach, give me your thoughts on the NFL Hall of Fame and the players who got inducted.
There were none of them that didn't deserve it. All of them deserved it, especially Fitzgerald. I hated to hear the news about Roger Craig. That kind of put a damper on things a little bit. And then, what's his name? Adam Vinatieri decided to have his one-man roast and decided he wanted to have a comedy show going on. I'm like, okay, all right, Mr. Vinatieri, you checking everybody out there.
They're making him apologize for it now.
He trying to get a podcast once he get into the Hall of Fame or something, huh?
Something with all them jokes he was throwing around. I'm like, dude, go on, do you? Larry Fitzgerald handled it just like it's supposed to be handled. Say what you gotta say. You know, him and Drew Brees, both of them handled like they're supposed to. Say what you're supposed to say, and thank everybody that thought enough of you, and then sit down. This ain't Comedy Central. I mean, he was funny, but you know that ain't the time. So, but hey, he did what he did. So he in the Hall of Fame now. I don't know why they're trying to tell him to apologize. He in now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. He in now. All right, hey, so go ahead and give me your thoughts on the Hall of Fame this weekend. Your thoughts on what went on and how it happened.
What took them so long to get Roger Craig in? I feel if you're part of a dynasty, everybody should get in that contribute to that dynasty as far as if the dynasty was built on your offense or the dynasty was built on your defense. So in this case, I feel Roger Craig, Joe Montana, Jerry Weiss, and number 87, what was his name? Other side of Jerry Rice for all those years.
John Taylor.
No brainer, and then the head coach. No brainer. Those five should be in the Hall of Fame. Granted, you can't put all five in at once, but in a 2 or 3 year span, all five of those guys should have been in the Hall of Fame. So to have Roger Craig waiting all these years and have him go in as a senior finalist, I think is a travesty. I'm glad to see him in, but I think it's a travesty, and it should be something should be said about it. So.
Yeah, pretty sad to have Roger Craig wait all those years. That's pretty bad.
It is.
I definitely agree.
He was a part of a dynasty.
For 1,000 yards and to have 1,000 yards receiving as a running back.
So for me, that's the low point of the Hall of Fame. The high point is recognizing. I want to say the high point would be Larry Fitzgerald, but really the high point is Luke Kuechly. Like, I still can't fathom one of the greatest plays Julio made was on him, but Luke Kuechly was covering this wide receiver 40 yards down the field. You know what I mean? So it's like, how many linebackers could go man on man with a wide receiver and not get burnt? He got beat because it was a perfect throw, but he didn't get beat because Julio was outrunning him. You know what I mean? So, like, you think about the greatest plays, and then obviously Larry Fitzgerald, probably the greatest wide receiver never to win a ring.
Yeah, he was close though, boy.
Listen, Coach, I think when you go back and look at stuff, obviously MVPs usually go to the winning team, right? But there are a couple of instances where the person on the losing team should have been the MVP of the game. I feel like he's one of them. I think the MVP should have been him in that against your Steelers, but I think the MVP should have been him.
Oh, what's up, Red? We're jumping on
Big
me,
Red.
trying to see what's happening. Look like my main man Bob want to jump in here and talk about talk about some of this football stuff. We got the Braves guy coming in, want to talk a little football. What's up, Bob? What's happening?
Hold on, HO. I got no sound, buddy. Give me just a second.
We hear you.
Technical difficulties here in Dallas, let me tell you. Give me just a second here.
I figured you want to go ahead and shout out Laz Fitzgerald because I know that was one of your guys, right?
Oh no. Oh,
Ace,
no.
Red said that would be Randy Moss or Julio.
For as far as MVP not winning the yeah. MVP of the losing team, yeah. I can see. Yeah, Julio had a catch that probably should have won the Super Bowl, and Randy Moss got the only Super Bowl. I mean, the only touchdown in that game that they lost.
Everybody having technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. All the falling off. This is insane with the falling off.
Yeah.
Bob said he'll be back after Jared Jones tried to jam his signal.
Wow.
But yeah, the Hall of Fame HO was great, man.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Well, let's read some. Go ahead and give Drew Brees some love for his story is remarkable. No scholarship offers until he finally got to Purdue, and he got to Purdue and still couldn't, and set all kind of records, and then he get drafted by San Diego, had to sit, and then he broke off into the scene, and then he ended up going to New Orleans, and you know the story is written at that particular time.
Howdy, gentlemen.
Drew Brees, you get some love, even though I'm a Falcon fan. I'm gonna still give you some love for that.
Right there.
Yeah, Drew Brees got the winter soldier shoulder. It came back. It lasted 10 more seasons.
I'm in that country
Exactly.
internet, buddy. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not in that Dallas, Texas internet. I'm in that Dallas, Georgia internet. I wish I had that Dallas, Texas internet. Let me tell you.
You and Coach got the same worker. I need to pay them boys more.
That's a shame. Asa.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, Red say Drew Brees get no love from him. Go Falcons, but you got to give him some kind of respect. I mean, you know, I dig it and I understand it, but you know, it is what it is, and he gets his flowers. So, hey, I'm with it.
Hey,
I give Drew Brees more respect than I give Tom Brady. I know Drew Brees ain't cheap.
Asa was spot on for me. Roger Craig should have been in a long time ago. You know, I just it's terrible that, you know, it's to the level now, you know, obviously with his announcement that, you know, he's suffering from, you know, brain, you know, from concussions and stuff like that from his years of playing football. So it's a shame that, you know, this late in the game, you know, with he's going through the dementia and stuff that this is, you know, it took so long to get him in. I think that just kind of made it doubly worse. But the rest of the class, you know, obviously, as a big Seahawks fan, no one hated to see Larry Fitzgerald more than me. Let me tell you, I always tell people, I was like that was my dad's favorite player for years. He just didn't want to tell nobody because he was a Seahawks fan. So, so I was really, really happy for him, and just a guy that's been around the game his whole life too. I mean, if you saw that. If you saw the video when he gets inducted with him and Randy Moss, I mean, you almost make you want to shed tears. He was a ball boy for the Vikings, so he's been in the game his whole life. And just so belonging. He's such a good guy too. I've had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's just as genuine a person as you see in person as he was, I was presented into the game, and so I was so happy for him to get the kudos. As far as Drew Brees is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. I mean, a guy that resurrected his career. He was left for dead in San Diego with a broken shoulder and, an inability. People gave up on him, and, he was really limited to two teams. I know that, New Orleans was one. I can't remember who.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, Miami had. Miami, I'm pretty sure, had the bigger deal and the better place for him. But again, I think it all came down to, like he said in his speech, it all came down to a city believing in him and him believing in a city to want to bring the city back to life. And I mean, you can't take that season away, whether you're a Falcons fan or not. What that season, whether it was scripted, I mean, everybody will say it was scripted. I mean, but again, what it meant for the city of New Orleans and what it meant, the whole story as the year progressed for the sport of football. I mean, it's a memorable season. I mean, people will remember it forever. I mean, that first game, in the Superdome. I mean, people will remember that forever.
Yeah. I will agree.
He perfected that. He perfected that
intermediate.
Oh no! Hey, Red is reading my mind. Like I said, go back through all the dynasties, and if that dynasty was a heavy defensive team, then you need to put the 3 or 4 players that carry that defense in the Hall of Fame. That dynasty was a heavy offensive team, then you got to put those 4 players or 3 players, how you want to do it, in the Hall of Fame. So yeah. Terry Holt is one with the St. Louis Rams. I feel like there's a couple of guys with the New England Patriots that are not going to get love because they don't have the gaudy numbers, but I don't think nobody could do what they did in that Patriots system. So if you're going to wind up putting, obviously, Tom Brady in, he was throwing the ball to somebody. So, you know what I mean? You got to put those guys in.
Torrey Holt would be in. I think he's kind of gets a little bit of grief just because of Kurt Warner being in. A lot of people saying that those guys wouldn't have got the numbers they did if Kurt Warner didn't have the seasons he had. I completely disagree with that. I agree with you. I mean, Torrey Holt is a Hall of Famer. I mean, but it's really weird because there's so many good guys that are coming up in the NFL right now that run of first balloters that are shoo-ins to get in.
Bob, next year, I want to hear the reason why a couple of guys aren't first-year Hall of Famers. I want to hear what the reason is, because I feel like there's like 7 guys next year that are up for Hall of Fame, and all 7 should go in automatically. Like I know they can't put everybody in, but I want to hear the reason why they don't put some guys in first-year ballot. I would love to see it. I would love to see the reason why. People like Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I mean? He's a first time Hall of Famer. There's a couple other guys. I'm like, when you call their name, they're a first time Hall of Famer. Yeah. Granted, you can't put everybody in, but I want to hear the reason why you can't put everybody in. You're just gonna have an extra long show next year.
Sometimes every sport will make you wonder why someone's not in the Hall of Fame when they should be. I mean, we could go down the whole story with Dale Murphy with me, but it's that way in every sport. There's the guys that the numbers stack up and everything, especially the numbers stack up with guys who are already in the Hall of Fame that aren't there. And it just makes you wonder why, when the numbers stack up, why is one person a Hall of Famer over another? The one that always baffled me in baseball was, Harold Baines, very deserving Hall of Famer, but how does Harold Baines get in and Dale Murphy doesn't get in? That's what I never understood. How does Tim Raines get in and Dale Murphy doesn't get in? Their numbers were similar in their time. And you run, especially I feel the wide receiver position is, where so many guys stacked up numbers wise, reception wise, that it's almost like just a pick and choose, like who was more popular, as a wide receiver.
Well,
Hey Joe, Bob, Coach. I'm gonna name you next year's candidates, and stop me when you don't hear Hall of Famer. Rob Gronkowski,
First ballot.
Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Bill
biased.
Belichick, Frank Gore.
I don't think
Eli
Frank
Manning.
Gore is a Hall of Famer.
Huh?
I don't think Frank Gore is a Hall of Famer.
Look up his numbers. They will disagree with you.
Yeah, but stacking up. I'd have to
numbers
see
were
where his
what?
rankings are amongst the guys that are in the Hall of Fame. I'm a big Frank Gore fan. I just think he's the Hall of Very Good. But the NFL is known for putting in a lot of the Hall of Very Good. So,
whoa. Hold up, Asa. You through
What?
naming all next year candidates?
I already said your boy for Pittsburgh.
Okay, I ain't
Big
hear it.
Ben.
I just wanna make sure.
You were out. You were out. You were outside. You gotta
Okay.
come back inside.
Because that's my Buster. That's my Buster award right there.
Granted, Red, I get you. Only 5 can get in. I get you. Only 5, but I named 7 guys. You telling me I
who are you
named
going
more
to
than
take
7?
out? That's why I think Frank Gore is not getting in.
I want to see the reason why they give that he's not getting in. Because when I pull up Frank Gore's numbers, rushing numbers, all-purpose yards, he's top 7.
Yeah. I don't know. He just never stood out as a Hall of Fame guy. He just stood out to me as a guy that was good,
Yeah, but he
and
gonna
he
have to
was
wait.
good.
NFL has a good problem.
Has red list.
Yeah, I said, but Big Ben, yeah. That's why I say the first 4 or 5, you only let 5 in, and the first 5 are getting in. Anybody else that's a returning candidate, the answer has to be no. But I want to know how is that?
Sucks to be on that committee sometimes, buddy.
You top 10 in rushing.
10 rushing don't get you in the Hall of Fame though.
How you mean? Matter of fact, he got top 10 rushing in a time when they tried to eliminate the running back. He's top 10 rushing in a past league.
Are all 9 in the Hall of Fame? Out of curiosity, I mean, if you were to look at the top 10 in rushing in the league, are all the other 9 in the Hall of Fame?
I gotta go back and look, but I almost want to say yes. I gotta go back and look.
Asa sound like he's from Miami instead of South Carolina.
Hey, I'm just going by. Well, one, I am a running backs guy. You know what I mean? And so, it is what it is. Football to me is always hand the rock off, and can you stop me getting these 2 yards? You know what I mean, or 3 yards, or whatever it is. I'm not one for all this passing around the horn all the time. So, no pun intended to the show that used to be. But
All right,
NFL has a hard
move to the
I love to have their problem. Unlike baseball, they have a hard problem.
game this week. NFL, yeah. Preseason game this week. Bob, it seems like you are the current champion right there up. What you got?
This year is, to me, It seems to be pretty wide open. I mean, again, I'm pretty happy for. I'm always happy to see the season start. I'm a big football fan. But the Seahawks, Rams, Niners. I mean, one of those three looks primed to win the Super Bowl this year. That NFC West is stacked. I mean, stacked. So repeating is the toughest thing the toughest thing to do in any sport. So, obviously I'm biased. I say we repeat again, but it ain't going to be easy. I mean, getting out of that division is not going to be easy. So, and you're not shocking the world like you did last year. People know, but Mike Macdonald, the coaching job that he's done there, the respect that he's already gotten, even, in his, going into, third year of coaching this team, they're a feared team. We didn't lose a lot in free agency, and then we picked up a few pieces in free agency. So, but does the sale of the team, does that cause a little bit of a distraction? Those type of things. And then again, the Rams and the Niners got so much better, so I do think the championship comes out of the NFC West. And I don't think there's anybody in the AFC that competes with anybody on the strong side of the NFC. I don't foresee, the Patriots being as good as they were last year. Do we see a rebound from the Chiefs? Maybe a little healthier. But they're aging. And they're not getting any younger. And the same with the Eagles. Every year the Eagles, put the same team out there. It's just another year that they're getting older. I like it between either the Seahawks or the Rams, to be honest with you. The 49ers always find a way to choke. So I got no faith in them doing anything, but the Rams seem to load up this year, and that double duo, especially if they find a way to put Aaron Donald on that football field, that's going to be a scary situation.
Are you afraid of Aaron Donald coming back?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's.
Are you afraid of Aaron Donald coming back?
Yeah. Again, I mean, who was the other guy they added on the to go with Aaron Donald
from Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah. So you got Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. I love Sam Darnold, but are you quick enough to get away from them two? I mean, I wouldn't want that coming at me in any way. So, I mean, that's going to be an impressive defense. But don't forget, the Seahawks had the number 1 defense last year. So,
I will agree. I want to agree with you as far as how hard it is to repeat, Bob. But also, you got to be a little. Sometimes I don't believe in luck, but sometimes you got to have luck on your side. The Seahawks were 2 plays away from being a number 4 and a number 1 seed in the NFC.
Exactly.
2 plays go the other way around. The Rams are the number 1 seed, and it's probably the Rams in the Super Bowl, or having an easier path to get Super Bowl than the Seahawks. So that's, to your point, that's how tough the NFC West is, right? And now the Rams are basically said on defense, we going all in. we bringing Aaron Donald out of retirement. We went and got Myles Garrett. It don't matter who's on the other side, because you're gonna be shifting your whole line to one in the middle and the one on the other end. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, and you're right about the luck having to play, but I mean that plays into any team when they win the Super Bowl. You always got to have, or I mean, any team winning any championship, you always got to have.
Yeah, things got to go your way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we know, but sometimes kind of hard to go back, and I can literally circle 2 plays, and both those plays happen against the Seahawks. You know what I mean? Where that game goes differently. Those 2 games go differently. And you just have a totally different seating. You know what I mean? So, do you expect to have that same type of fortune? Like I said, I hate using the word luck. Do you expect to have that same type of fortune the following year? Who knows?
I've always said this about the Seahawks' success, though, Asa. if we run Lumen Field, there ain't nobody beating us. I mean, because that was always been the big thing is that we started losing that home field advantage that made us unbeatable over the years. Last year, it finally clicked. I think we won our last 8 at home. And when it clicked like that, again, the Seahawks were the Seahawks of old, and that's just how it is because they've dominated the road the last 2 years, but all of a sudden they just couldn't win at home anymore. But it just clicked for them after I think they started off, 1-3 at home and then never lost another game after that at home. Yeah. And so, when we run Lumen Field, Seahawks are one of the most unbeatable teams in the NFL.
Well, Bob, Red said you can't be a fan and be fearful. You can't be controlled by fear.
Try being in that division, so Red. You ain't got to worry about that in the NFC South.
Oh, hey, shots fired! Dang.
I mean, you're a fan of a team that can't beat the Panthers, the Saints, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'd be worried about your division, not fear.
I got your back, Red. I'm not gonna let this slander go for long. All right, we're not gonna let this slander go for long. I'm gonna give him a little leeway because they want to Super Bowl.
Talk about what are you expecting, Asa, from the Falcons this Friday? Their first preseason game.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna see players that I don't want to see. For the Falcons, I'm worried about. It's all about quarterback play, and so we're not going to get much out of the quarterback play.
I think Red say Tua will be starting and be playing Friday.
Okay, then if that's the case, then we get to see where Tua is at, right? We get to kind of see what this this O-line is looking like. I think that was part of the problem last year that they didn't play some starters, and so it took them a little bit longer to get out the box at the beginning of the season. So looking like this new regime is going to start with these. Going to have these starters play a little bit, at least one drive or two. But you gotta know what you got.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be seeing a whole lot of what's coach's favorite guy, number 12. What's that quarterback's name? Keeson or whatever his name is.
Oh, you talking about Easter Stick?
Easter Stick. I do not want to see a lot of Easter Stick this preseason. I seen too much of him last year, so we need to see what we got.
You got Cooper Rush. We got Cooper Rush and Jack somebody. You got to worry about.
I don't mind seeing something with Cooper because Cooper can come in and play a couple of games if you have injuries or whatever. So, we need to see players like that. But Coach's Easter Stick or whatever his name is, I don't need to see them guys. I don't need to see him at all.
Whoa. You got something to say about Eastern Stick? I don't need you putting nothing on my board now.
Bob, I got a question for you before we go to Coach.
What you got, right?
It's on the screen.
Yep. What you got?
How you let the running back go?
What was the question?
It's on the screen.
Oh,
how did you let that running back get? Yeah.
Easily. He ran the running back shelf life. I mean, what's the shelf life of a running back in the NFL? I mean, 5 years? I mean, it's the general average. I mean, he was there for 5 years. Don't underestimate Price. I mean, again, he doesn't get a lot of love because he played second fiddle at Notre Dame. A lot of people said that he would have been a number one guy in literally any other college football team in college. So he's had a really, really good training camp. They have a lot of faith in him. One thing he does better than Kenneth Walker too is he catches the ball. He's multi-talented. So the thing is that good for Kenneth Walker. He got his money. He deserved it. The Seahawks were never going to pay a running back that kind of money. If you look at the history of Seattle. We've always ran a 2-back system. They have a lot of faith and a lot of belief, as deserved as the season he had last year, in Zach Charbonnet. And so we're going to continue to run a 2-back system. I don't know if Charbonnet will be ready for the first couple of weeks. He's coming off injury. Obviously, that's why Walker was able to shine. I mean, but you got to remember why Walker had such a great playoff in the Super Bowl is he had fresh legs because they ran a 2-back system. So he was running on fresh legs, and shout out to him. We don't win the playoffs, the Super Bowl, without the performance that he had. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but it's not like he put up 5 incredible seasons for the Seahawks. He was often injured, and so. Again, kudos for him. He got his money, and hopefully he'll continue to do well. But that's just not how the Seattle system works. Seattle's going to pay defense. They're not going to pay offense. Except if your name is Jackson Smith and Jigba, then you're going to get paid.
All right, Coach, what's your first preseason game look like for Pittsburgh? What we're looking like over there with a new offensive coordinator?
Who cares?
And a new coach.
Who cares?
Coach talking losing talk over there. That's losing talk, Coach.
Who cares? They ain't doing nothing but trying out to see who's going to be left on a team between Drew Allen and Will Howard. So get ready for who?
Coach might be getting prepared for that number 1 pick next year.
You name the year the Steelers pick number 1.
You better get ready for that first game of the season because Tua is coming, brother.
Man, please. Yeah, Tua coming. Bijan, we looking at Bijan and what's his name and Drake London.
You notice HO coach ain't really answer your question, right? You notice HO coach ain't really answer your question.
Yeah,
he ain't give you no confident answer about a record. He ain't give you no confident answer about it.
He didn't ask me about a record. He asked about the first preseason game. He didn't ask about any record.
Hey, Coach. Coach, I got a serious question for you here. Who uses more starting quarterbacks this year, Pittsburgh or the Falcons?
Hey, man. Hey, Joe, you can't be letting everybody on here talk bad about the Falcons, man. You can't be having this.
Anybody.
I don't know how much Ashtawanska does Pittsburgh have in the city.
Aaron Rodgers,
we'll see.
He's going to be on the center.
Well, with that being said, Lance Thomas just hit a home run, which is going to bring me to the Braves report with my main man, Bowling Bob. Bob, I know you want to vent. I know you have to vent, and I'm going to allow you to vent about the Braves and what they did and did not do at the trade deadline. So I'm going to sit back and relax and let you tell me, do you trust the Braves going down the stretch? And secondly, who is the number 2 starter behind Chris Sale?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, there's, when you look at the playoffs, I mean, right now, the number 2 starter, is maybe Elder. I mean, but it wasn't so much what we did, it's what we didn't do. I knew we weren't making a play for a starter. I knew a big time starter, and I'm glad we didn't make the play for a big time starter. I've said this before with you. I knew we weren't in on Skubal, and I didn't want to be in on Skubal. Skubal didn't want to be in with the Braves. He wanted to be in with the Dodgers, and really hasn't been that great in his first 2 starts. What I was disappointed in, is we did not get a shortstop. I really, really, really wanted them to be in on CJ Abrams of the Nationals. I thought that, he would fit in here. I know he's had a little bit of issues in Washington with the gambling and being out late and missing curfew and stuff. But that seems to be, they sent him to the minor leagues last year as punishment, and he came back and he's been fantastic this year. So maybe that might have had some play into it. But one thing about it is I watched everybody clown on Tyler Mahle. Tyler Mahle, is he the name that's going to be like, oh yeah, we got Tyler Mahle? Absolutely not. But go back and look 2 years ago at Tyler Mahle's numbers. He was a lower mid 3 ERA. He had a fairly good year, but Tyler Mahle has only played for subpar to, I would say, terrible teams, and so and you look what he did. He pitched the first game against the Yankees, and he was phenomenal. He controls the strike zone. He's not going to blow anything by you, but he's not a guy that's going to walk a lot of guys. And so I think maybe he opened up a couple eyes of Braves fans in that first game, even though we gave him 0 run support. But I just get tired of position needs that, again, we have the worst shortstop tandem in all of baseball. It's absolutely atrocious. So, the moves that we made offensively, haven't really made sense. I mean, Lane Thomas, really hasn't played much since he's been traded for the Braves. He was told coming here that he was to be a bench piece, and he has been a bench piece. That was really the major move that was made was, on the offense side was Lane Thomas. But, every year it's the same story with AA. I set my expectations low, but I think this hit lower than my lower expectations. A lot of people say, why would you change something when you're one of the better teams in baseball? That's great. But when it comes to playoff time, are we going to be better than those that play, that we're going to match up against in the playoffs? And that's, to me is where the Braves have fallen short over the last few years. We've been a good regular season team, but, when it comes to the playoffs, again, we don't have a proven starter behind Sale. So yeah, these guys, the Perez's, Grant Holmes and them, yeah, they've been good. But I mean, are those guys you're going to fear going into a playoff matchup against the Dodgers, or any of those teams, the Brewers, any of those guys that are going to have a way better, that are set up for postseason pitching? The Braves are in a position now where they're praying that what I talked about at the beginning of the year, where we get the starters through 5 or 6, and the bullpen does what they're supposed to do. I mean, Iglesias again kind of been faltering a little bit lately. But yeah, when the Braves bullpen is on, it's the best bullpen in baseball. There ain't no doubt about that. So, but that's what we got to do now because we didn't make a major move. So now we're banking on, let's get 5 from our guys and send it to the bullpen and hope that our offense gives us 3 or 4, and that's enough to win a game. And is good pitching a great way to win a World Series? Absolutely. Look at the last few World Series. They haven't been won on dynamic offense. It's been a really good staff. So just disappointed in the fact again that we didn't shore up offense, because our offense, once you get past 1, 2, 3, 4, fears nobody. I mean, and so, and then again, Hai-Sung Kim is just taking a spot on the roster, but because they're paying him so much money, they can't, the Braves aren't going to let him go and eat that money. That's never been the Braves way. So, they're going to let him, be around and, play more. What's that?
The other guy first.
Yeah. That's that. Mateo.
That's the question in the chat.
Mateo,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought Mateo was better than Kim.
Yeah, but we're not talking apple to oranges. We're talking oranges to oranges. I mean, it's not like Mateo is a game changer. It's not. That's not going to ripple any waves. Again, it's not like if you were gonna make a move like that, you should have got rid of Kim. You call up, South of Scene or something like that, and go and make a move like you did with Michael Harris that year, where you call up a prospect that and you take a chance on that, and
I thought they were doing that with Jarvis. I thought Jarvis was that guy.
Yeah. Well, Jarvis, though, offensively is not that guy. Jarvis defensively is. He's just happened to hit while he was up here and became a quick fan favorite. But Jarvis is a defensive guy. I mean, again, he's not a guy that's gonna make any waves or anything like that. He's not the long-term solution at shortstop for the Braves. Our minor league set for that. But again, I never discount AA all the way, because again, he seems to make the moves that work. Again, I told my wife when we sat down to watch that Braves and Yankees game, I said Molly's going to fire a great game today, because that's just how AA gets lucky with those guys. He may find a guy that might have a small delivery problem. You let your pitching coach, who he has the most faith in the world with, and deservingly so, you let your pitching coach work with him for a couple of days. You send him out there. He maybe found something. You go to your manager and say, hey, go get this guy. I found a tick in his delivery. Let me work with him, show him. And then it ends up Molly being the best pickup that anybody ever gets. Because you look at the big pitcher trades from the deadline, they've had some awful starts to start with, so those bigger names haven't had great debuts, and the pressure's on them to make their teams better. There ain't no pressure on Tyler Mahle to make the Braves better. He's brought in to be a number 3 or number 4 guy, and that's what he is, So, but again, is that going to fear anybody in the playoffs? And that's what has me worried. That's great. We have a chance. We got to get home field. We can't falter late in the season. We do got to get. I think it's important to get some home field, especially in that first round.
Okay. So Bob, HO coach, I'm gonna throw some numbers out. Some of these numbers are probably about a week or so old, but you'll get my point. I took all the teams that the Braves will probably face in the playoffs and seeding. And so against the Dodgers, the Braves are 2-1. Against the Brewers, who has the best record in baseball, or one of the best, they're 2-4. The Phillies, they're 5-1. The Padres, they're 3-4. If the playoffs started today, they'd be facing the Padres. To your point, there's nothing about the starting rotation that gives me confidence that they can beat the Padres.
100%. I agree.
Because the records tell me that they don't. They it's a 500. The record's telling me over this year that it's a toss up. You want to be able to go into that first round kind of being like it's an 80-20, not a 50-50. So they didn't make a move to make you feel like, to what you've been saying, that they would be an 80-20 team, in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
that first round's a shorter series.
Yeah. And I've said, we've overachieved this year. We should have coach of the year. I mean, the fact that, what he's done, with not the best offense, not the best defense, Walt Weiss should be up there for manager of the year. We should have an MVP contender in Matt Olson, even though he's not in the conversation. He should be. I mean, if he doesn't get at least second and third place votes this year, I'm going to be really disappointed. I mean, it's a two-way race between PCA and Shohei Ohtani right now for MVP, as it should be. But yeah, but Matt Olson, if he doesn't have the season he's having, the Braves aren't as good as they are. And he's just been so consistent. Again, voted, just recently by a poll of players, voted the most underrated player in baseball. And he is. I mean, year after year after year, he puts up the same exact numbers and, just doesn't get talked about as one of the best first basemen in the league. Plus, he plays every single game for you. He's at what, a streak of 901 or 902 now? Yeah, 902.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he plays every day for you, you know. But yeah, it just, again, no, I just want, and that's the fan in me, not the, you know, not to come on the show and talk about the Braves, you know, the journalism in me. The fan in me just wants to see one major move, but I don't want it to be at the expense of 3 months of a guy before we never see him again and we give up 3 of our prospects. That's what I don't want to see, because that's what sets teams back. We don't have the farm system to be making chances to win World Series. That's what gets you into trouble and gets you to where you have to completely reset and start all over again.
Cheatiness gets you. I kind of push. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, Bob. Cheatiness gets you into that area. So I know we've been saying it all year. Ho and Bob and Coach, are the Braves going to put on their Yankees, Dodgers, Chicago hat at the trade deadline? And basically that means are they going to spend some money? And so, and we all figured the answer was going to be no, and we got the answer right. But you in baseball, I feel like you can't waste a season. Every other sport may allow you to quote unquote, and then next year be able to come back stronger. Baseball is not like that because it's so long. So you can't waste a 90-win season and not make a World Series, or at least make the league championship series. You can't waste a 90 win season like that. And I think the Braves have set themselves up to win 90 plus games, if not over 100, and get put out the first round. So would you rather have that, or I spend some money and gotta pay that credit card 2 years from now to get to a World Series?
Okay. So now to get on the flip side of that argument, though, what major move did they make to risk when the Braves won the World Series against Houston? Those weren't major moves. Those moves helped them win a World Series, but those weren't mortgaging the future.
So I gotta push back on that. So when the year before they won 108 games and got put out. That year they won the World Series. They played the margins, you know what I mean, and wound up being a wild card. So part of that is figuring out. The part of that is Major League now is saying, you know what, with the wild card position, maybe not having the best record will do you any good. Uh-huh. But that's the reason why I'm saying you got to spend money sometimes to know that when I go into that first round, do I have an 80-20 chance to win and not a 50-50? And that's all about what you do with the draft deadline. Now that you have a seven seed wild card that can get in.
It also limits who's available at the deadline, because more teams are involved with having that additional wild card. So, you know, you find social media wanting the Braves to pick up guys that aren't game changers, but they just want them to pick up somebody, and I get it. You know, again, I'm not from Atlanta, but I'm a starving Braves fan. I want to win every year, you know. So, you know, I completely get that you want to make a splash, but I just want them to get a guy with the assurance that if you're going to go get a guy with a splash that's going to be a free agent next year, you have the assurances that you have a chance, not a guarantee, but a chance to sign them long term. They were never going to have a chance to sign him long term. He said he wants to play for the Dodgers. You know,
I get that, right? But you know what? You know who was selling? You know who was selling everything in the farm? The Anaheim Angels. You could have got you could have got 2 of their pitchers. You know what I mean? Like, there were other teams out there that was selling that you could have made offers to. You didn't. If you couldn't get Scrubble. I know they said they went after DeGrom. DeGrom said no because of no trade. I would have said no too, because I keep more of my money in Texas than I keep my money in Georgia. Yeah. So that that was a no-brainer for him saying no. But there were other teams that they could have went after to get starting pitching, not relief, but starting pitching. I like the move they made with Thomas to get a bat. They just didn't get starting pitching. and sometimes you may have to pay a little more to get starting
How many
pitching.
games
If
are
you
the, how
want to
many
win a
games are the
championship
Braves
this year,
up?
8.5.
Okay, we in first place. Simple as that.
But I just
But
told
Atlanta
you who was gonna wind up.
fans are never satisfied with first place, Coach. It's championship
Never.
or bust.
Hey,
Never.
first place don't
Championship or
get
bust.
first place don't get you no World Series ring.
No.
Point blank
Mhm.
period.
Get your first place.
That's all it does. Get your first place. So Bob, here's the question: do you think AA hands are tied so he can't make big splashes from Big Z?
Big Z.
I would say that history says yes. I mean, because we never made a big splash. But again, it's hard to argue that the moves he has made in the trade, we're talking trade deadline here. The moves that he's made in the trade deadline haven't not worked for the Braves. Again, he seems to be able to get lucky finding the pieces that he gets. And he's, so it's hard to say if he's been handcuffed. The Braves are never going to be big spenders. I've said this before. This is not Ted Turner's Braves anymore. This is Liberty Media's Braves. They're a piece of the puzzle in Liberty Media's portfolio. So Liberty is never going to let the Braves be the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's just not going to happen. They're all about the revenue that the Battery makes them, and and then having a smaller stadium, and so having a smaller payroll. I think the true story that we're about to find out about ownership as opposed to general managership is when it comes time for Ronald Acuna next year. Is because are they gonna make the splash for him? Or are we going to go with, well, he really has been injured every year, so is he really going to be worth the $200-300 million that, or more, that he's going to get from somebody else?
Go to this year's draft. They drafted his replacement this year.
You think Gracia's his replacement?
Yep.
Oh, I don't.
Because they're not going to spend the money. You asked your own question. They ain't going to spend the money.
No, they aren't. But Gracia's, they took Gracia first because Gracia was injured, was going to be out a year. And so they wanted Jensen Hirschkorn but Jensen Hirschkorn needed more money as a slot. So they took AJ Gracia because you look at the numbers, AJ Gracia took $9 million under his slot to sign with the Braves, where Jensen Hirschkorn got $13 million over slot for his spot. So that tells you who they wanted more. Obviously they want AJ Gracia on the team, but it wasn't about that's why I never take into account MLB draft, because MLB draft is so different because it's all about who's going to take money for slots depending on how many draft picks you have. It's a completely different draft from NBA and NFL. And a lot of people don't realize that, the slot payouts. But that's why nobody takes the MLB draft seriously, because it's not like the showcase piece that is the NFL draft and the NBA draft. And that's the reason why, because the best players aren't always taken in the first, 5 to 6 picks. There was a lot of speculation, even number 1 through 3 in that baseball draft. I like the Braves picks. Don't get me wrong. I do like AJ Gracia. He was injured this last year, and I think that's what made his numbers. But if you look at his numbers the year before, he was fantastic. And he would have, had he stayed healthy this year, he would have been either a number 1 or number 2 pick in this year's draft. So the fact that the Braves were able to get him at $9 million under slots, fantastic. So, but I don't think that's Acuna's replacement. I think that the kid down in that just got called up to AA.
Hartman.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I think that's the future replacement if you're going to replace Acuna. So our farm system's heating up, though. That I got nothing to complain about the farm system right now. The Braves have seemed to do well developing, and I like, especially at the AA level. So we're starting to creep back up on the prospect list. But again, which is why another reason why I'm okay with that we didn't give up some of the guys that we may have had to get up. I'm so afraid of the rental, Asa. I know you want the splash. I just don't like the rental.
Not so much the splash. I want to be able to win a chip.
Uh-huh.
And so when the window's open to win a chip, you do what you need to do to win the chip.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to know about the Braves,
the old saying, Bob, is scared money don't make no money.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing too is that another thing that we're not really talking about deals and everything made is we've got a looming lockout next year. So yeah, what are you wanting to do with the chance that you don't see that player the entire year next year? I think that move.
I'd be happy with a championship and a lockout than a lockout and no championship.
Well, I think that the Major League Baseball owners' best thing that they had was seeing Skubal go to the Dodgers, because you just turned the fans against the players. And because with Skubal saying and making it obvious that he wanted to go to the Dodgers, that was such a bad PR for the MLBPA as opposed to the owners. And so that was all the support they needed for a lockout. That's why you didn't see not one owner coming out and say, "Oh man, Dodgers always. Well, how are they able to do this?" You never see an owner one talking. It was the Players Association. It was those people, the fans. And again, when the fans choose sides in a lockout, it's hard to get fans back. It is going to be a scary situation after this year. I honestly have told people that I really honestly think we get a full season lockout next year, because owners are not backing off a salary cap and the players will absolutely not take a salary cap. So we're at an absolute impasse.
Yeah.
If you want to know about the Braves, talk to Big Z and Big Bob. I don't care what you say. You just want to need that's all you need to talk to.
All right, Bob. So would you be opposed to trading Ronald Acuna to get a big haul in to kind of revamp the Braves system?
No.
You got it. To me, it depends on where they're at next season. I mean, again, I think here's the Braves way. The Braves are going to make an offer to Acuna in the middle of the season. It'll be a fair offer. Is it going to be the best offer? Not a chance. Again, there's some team that's going to willing to bet that he stays healthy and he gets Juan Soto. You look at Juan Soto's contract, that's an idea of what I think Ronald Acuna's contract is going to be. Same age at the where that those numbers would be, so but again, Soto was a little more healthier going into that contract. We're going to make an offer that's fair enough to have the fans not turn on the Braves, just as similar as when the Freddie Freeman numbers came out. But are the Braves going to make an active effort to keep him? Doubt it. They never do, So if where you're at in the season, if you're ahead, I believe it's going to be tough to make that move. They didn't, look at what they did with Freddie. They didn't give up on Freddie, even though, they didn't have any, inkling from him that he was re-signing with them. So, I don't know if they'll make that move, but if you're losing, you have to. I mean, if the Braves are out of it next year and you don't get an agreement with him and he doesn't seem to want to give you the hometown discount, which the Braves always want to get, so then you might have to consider making a move then, because I mean you definitely don't want to walk away with nothing with the guy that other teams would gladly take off your hands. So it's gonna be interesting.
Acuna's playing not to get hurt now. Watch him on his base running. Mm-hmm. He's playing hard but not hard. If you get what I'm saying, because he's playing not to get hurt now.
Yeah.
He's not
So-
gonna get traded. He's not gonna get traded. So stop trying to.
He's not gonna get the
No,
money.
I don't. Again, unless we're out of it, Coach. If we're out of it, I do think he'll be traded. But if we're anywhere near a wild card spot or anywhere near the playoffs, the Braves have never done that. They've never just given up a guy just to give up a guy. And so I don't see that happening.
Asa want him to get traded, Bob. That's what he's saying.
No, I don't want no.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No. Here's what I'm saying. What's more likely to happen next year if there is no lockout? What's more likely to happen with Acuna? Acuna to be out for 45 games because of injury, or Acuna to put? You know what I mean? Like his recent history is
he hasn't proven health. I agree. And that's why, to me, he's not worth.
He can ask for the money. He can't ask.
He's not worth Soto. Yeah, he's not worth Soto money to me. But someone is going to give him that contract, guaranteed. There's someone that's going to take that chance with a starving fan base that wants them to go get a star like that. And so the Angels is the first team I thought of. I could see the Angels throwing him a massive number. But again, you got to see where they're at in the division, what prospects you could get for him, because if you do trade him, you're going to get a mother load of prospects. If he's healthy, you're going to get at least 2 top prospects in someone's farm system for him. So again, if he hasn't shown that he has no inkling of resigning, you're just not having any talks with him or his representatives, then you might have to consider that. But again, if they're winning or they're in the wild card, that's just not going to happen. You look at Freddie Freeman, that didn't happen with him. It won't happen with Acuna. The Braves and this ownership group have never denied winning to the fans. I mean I think that's a fair statement to make. Yeah. But what is that number though? Again, he's not been healthy. So are you going to give a guy a 7-year deal, $400 million for a guy that's been healthy? Tell me the last Braves player to get a 7-year deal. It don't happen, does it? It just does not happen. So Chipper Jones didn't get 7-year deals. The last Braves player to get a 7-year deal was probably Acuna, and look what he took to get it. What was like $108 million? So he played the I'll take the team friendly deal to get to age 27, 28. This is his last chance at a big deal. So it's going to take $400 million to get him, and the Braves are just not going to pay that type of money. They've never committed to a player like that, and I love Ronald. I do. I love him. I mean, he's been great for us. He's not a $400 million player anymore. His injury history has proven to me that if you invest 7 years, $400 million, you're going to walk into Pujols situation with Anaheim, and where the guy is often injured. And if Freeman wanted to be here, why doesn't he play for the Braves anymore? I don't care what your agent says. If Freeman really wanted to be here, you get involved in the negotiation. Chipper Jones has said that. Do you think Chipper Jones told his agent, you find a way to make it work with the Braves? I don't buy that. Freddie Freeman did what was best for Freddie Freeman. Good for him. And to be honest with you, I'm glad he went. Matt Olson was 2 years younger and the same exact player as Freddie Freeman. So, we committed to the same contract that they were to offer Freddie Freeman. That move only irked fans of Freddie Freeman. It didn't irk fans of the Braves, so that, again, it's not like we got rid of Freddie Freeman and then we brought in junk to play first base. I mean, Matt Olson at that time was probably the number 2 guy behind Freddie Freeman. I would now say that they're 1A and 1B defensively and offensively. So yeah, that move, that statement is blanket, but that's not just blanket to you. That's blanket to anybody that says why that guy wanted to sign with. If you want to sign with the team, you tell your agent, you find whatever deal works, and I'm staying with the Braves. I want to stay the whole career. Look at what Chipper Jones made for the Braves. he never made what he could have made on the free agent market. He just constantly went to his agent. And he was like, I'm staying here my whole entire career. You make it work. And, you get the most you can, but you sign that contract and you get that contract to me that says I'm staying a Brave my whole entire life. But free agency doesn't work like that anymore in MLB. There's not a lot of guys to stay with an entire team anymore, So, the days of that, people being loyal to one team are done, and that's why you just don't get attached to Acuna. Acuna is not staying here. It's not happening. We have a better chance of Ozzy Albies staying here than we do of Acuna.
All right, Bob. Give me your update on the pitching, like Suarez, AJ Smith, Sharver, and the rest.
Not good. Not
Lopez.
Good reports, buddy. I mean, again, it seems like the longer you go now, where these guys aren't getting into long rehab assignments. We do got some reinforcements coming. But the guys like Spencer Strider. Again, I've been hearing rumblings, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys last time that Spencer Strider's starter days may be over. There's been a lot of rumblings that when he comes back, he will be in the bullpen. And I'm sure that they would love to put him, as a eighth inning, ninth inning guy. But because he's still got good stuff. But just with his delivery and his elbow issues, that he just may never be able to be a starter again. I hope that that's not true, but I've heard it from more than a few sources that that's how they're looking with him long term. Suarez, every time I hear a good report about him, the very next week AA kind of changes his tone, or Walt Weiss does, and kind of says that we're not really sure what where he's at. But there are some reinforcements coming. We wonder what the moves that are going to be made to get these reinforcements here. I don't know that this is going to affect the starting rotation at all. The Braves just baffle me when it comes to players that they call up, send down, release, call up, send down, release. They've got a weird way of handling a pitching staff that I've never understood. It's been crazy this year. I've seen more guys designated for assignment and then brought back a week later to pitch they become a starting pitcher for the Braves, so but that's what happens when you don't got a solid rotation. You just got to get guys to get you to the final the final line. So I would love to see Suarez back, because that's just another cog in the bullpen where where if we can count on a guy for 5-6 innings and then again get to the bullpen, that's the only way we win the World Series. Again, like I know I said it earlier, but it really is. I mean, the starters have got to do their thing to get us halfway there. And then what we invested in at the beginning of the year, our bullpen, needs to finish the job. And that's the way we are set up to win the World Series, and the only way it'll happen, because our offense isn't going to win us the World Series.
So my question now is, if the bullpen is that dominant when healthy, why didn't, with Suarez not being available and that we don't know, why didn't Chapman get a look or talked about, or Mason Miller from the Padres?
Mason, and sure, that's a fair statement. Mason Miller was the guy I wanted, but I also knew Mason Miller was the guy that was going to cost the most prospects. He's young, team controlled, so those are the guys that really got your farm system, but he was the name I wanted more than anyone, just because if you showed signs of a falter in the ninth inning, Mason Miller is a lights out closer, so so that would have been, that was the move I was hoping for. Chapman's a little too wild for my taking. When he's dominant, but when he's all over the place, he's all over the place. We already have that in Iglesias, so but they Yeah, I really want a Mason Miller. The one thing you can never have enough is bullpen arms, especially in the playoffs.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would have liked to see a move made there, but again, it would have taken a lot to get him, and so I wasn't. It wasn't a move that I anticipated. It was that what I was saying earlier, where the journalist in me is one way, but the fan in me really wanted Mason Miller, but the journalist in me doesn't want to give up what it would have taken to get, because that would have cost us Hartman, probably would have cost us Austin Riley. I think, it would have cost us somebody from the bigs and somebody from the top prospect. But one thing that we haven't really talked about though is one thing that really kind of hurt the Braves when it came to trading discussions was they had Hurston Waldrop was a name that a lot of people wanted, and unfortunately, Hurston Waldrop got hurt again with the elbow right before the trade deadline, and that really cooled down a lot of trade negotiation for the Braves because he was a top name that everybody wanted. But if he has to go through another Tommy John surgery, a lot of teams were going to take that risk. 2 Tommy John surgeries within a span of 3 years. A lot of people shy away from that.
Hmm. All right, give me a prospect that we can say who's down in the minor leagues, and we're gonna say he's next. Is it Caminiti? Is it Hartman? Is it the shortstop?
Tate Southstein. I mean, again, they've already moved him up to the next level. I again with how quick they were moving him up there at the deadline, I kind of thought that maybe they were going to bring him up. I do think that he is a roster call up because it won't affect his service time. So I do think he'll be a September call up for us. He's good. Caminiti has been awesome this year. So, it's always good to keep having pitching prospects, and when we need them, so, he's been good. I think right now, I would put South Sea number 1, Hartman number 2, and then Cam Caminiti number 3. But they fluctuate with me many times, so many times. But so I would say those are the 3 most ready. But I think Tate Southstein and just how quickly he's adapted to hitting every time he's been called to a different level. That tells you a lot about a prospect. They don't get called up to the next level and then immediately struggle for 2 months and then get it together. Tate Southstein has hit every level that he's been at immediately and put up the same numbers. That just tells you that he's a really good contact hitter. He is a prototypical shortstop. He's not a guy that you have in the minor leagues as shortstop, but you move him to second base, because his range isn't that good. He's a really good defensive shortstop as well. So yeah, I think with the position needs that we need, that's what tells me he's probably next.
Okay. Coach, you got any questions? Any more questions?
Yep. Acuna for president.
AC, you got any more questions?
Nah. I was gonna say, but he kind of covered it. So no, I'm good.
Acuna with another RBI. So I guess coaches he's feeling coach's vibe tonight. He threw a runner out and he just got an RBI.
That's right.
And he just got threw out at second base too.
That's okay.
It's always fun to beat the Mets. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my last question, Bob. Do you trust the Braves going down the stretch, even though they got an 8.5 game lead?
Absolutely. I mean, again, they went through the last time that we talked on here, they were struggling and I was getting a little worried. I thought that that they were being exposed for overachievement, and then they went on a streak again while the Phillies faltered and the Dodgers faltered in that same period. It's really important, again, get that bye. Get that bye is, to be one of the top 2 teams in the league is what gets you a bye. get that bye through the first round. That's where it's so important. So keep putting the gas on the pedal. Starting pitching in this last stretch, other than Bryce Elder struggled a little bit with his command the other night, but other than that, starting pitching has with the guys worth now look starting pitching with the guys worth throwing out there on a daily basis has been really, really good. So you look at these guys when they get on the mound. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan. I say, God, man, Martin Perez, really? And then Martin Perez goes out and throws 6 with 1 run, and you're like, yeah, that's just how AA finds these guys, but again, how long can that luck last? And that's what that little chip on my shoulder says, how long can that run of good luck last? When you see other teams with pitching staffs that they're not going to falter, so that's the main thing for me. But they have not showed signs of a extended slump. So, again, stay ahead of the Dodgers. I think the Brewers are going to have number 1 wrapped up. They're a very consistent, young, good team. I mean, a lot of people aren't talking about them as World Series contenders. They're a World Series contender. Don't get me wrong. So, but yeah, I don't see any reason why, especially because you got some games coming up in the East again where we've done really, really well. Yeah, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? I mean, he's not like he's been disappointing, But again, regular season starts and postseason starts are a completely different animal, So I don't want to see Martin Perez matching up with anybody's number 2 on any team in the playoffs, and that's where you got to worry about we know Chris Sale's going against the A's. We know that. But who are you throwing against somebody else's second ace? All those teams have a second ace. The Braves don't have a second ace.
Yeah, that's true. Bob, with that being said, I'm gonna ask you the question of the day, and then I'm gonna let you get out of here. The question of the day is: name your top 3 college football players that you could not wait to see play right before the season. Give me 3
tough one.
College football players that you like, man, I can't wait to college football season come. I can't wait to see him play.
Number 1 on that list was Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney to me, when he was at South Carolina, was a freak of nature. So I will put him on the list. Man, there's so many good. I mean, we're talking college. I mean, there was so many good. I would say Michael Vick. I mean, Michael Vick at VT was generational. I mean, you knew what he was going to be, and he was exciting. That's what you want out of college football. Number 3, Barry Sanders is on that list. I know whether that's hard. Three of college guys. There's a lot over the years that I've watched where we're talking about exciting. I mean, that last year, Michael Penix was one of the funnest guys to watch sling a football down the field. But I mean, I wouldn't say that he's in my top 3, but again, it was, a guy that lit up the field, passing the ball. Yeah, but Michael Vick.
What about
every time he stepped on the
Vince
field?
Young or Reggie Bush?
Yeah, Reggie Bush was good, but that, I mean, again, it's hard to pick a guy from USC at that time because USC was so loaded both on the line, both offensively and the offensive line. So, yeah, I'm not going to put down Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush is one of the greatest college football players of all time. But, you look at Michael Vick, the reason I throw Michael Vick high up on that list for me, because Michael Vick really didn't have much, and another one I'll tell you the one that's not my top 10 that won't get any love is Marcus Vick. Marcus Vick at times.
Marcus was having much more fun out there than
people said, watch out, this guy's better than his brother. It's unfortunate that he chose weed over football, but there were times where Marcus Vick was more exciting on the football field than Michael Vick was.
I think that question should be who had the best 2-year span, because like with USC, some of those guys, we learned about them like week 8 of the season, and then they carried into the next season. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think nobody
that's
had.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean
you can throw
either way. You was looking forward to him during before the season started. You like, I got my eyes on him now. So
you can rotate that list. I mean, so much. I mean, Vince Young would be on that list for me. You know, coming into the season, he was hype. He was in, and he was all about the hype. You know, but also, you know, there's a long list of. We're talking about the exciting positions, but I mean, there was some really good defensive guys and some really good offensive line guys that won't make this list that we're talking about. But
don't Florida Gators in the late 90s, early 2000s, all they had was defense. Spikes and all them boys.
Yeah.
They all right.
Miami, I mean, that's funny that Vince talks about Miami. Them old Miami teams, who wasn't excited about those old Miami teams? I mean, they were their own hype men, you know, and so they made you excited about them. That there's about 10 Miami guys in that list, I would say.
I agree. All right, Bob, we got to move on. You want to stay around, or you got to roll?
I gotta head out, buddy. I got some stuff I got to do tonight.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the Braves report, and it's 3-1 Braves, so let's go.
I'm about to flip on the game, my friends. Appreciate you guys.
All right, no problem. We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right, fellas. So go ahead and put your look like Big Z got a good one. The Rocket, Vic, and Bo Jackson.
The Rocket, yeah.
I like that. I
want to hit coach's list.
You don't need to hear my list. Yeah. Reggie Bush, Michael Vick, and
I thought you were gonna say OJ Simpson and some other players.
No.
I think you were gonna say OJ, the old ball coach.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson.
Oh, you don't like UCLA though, so don't worry about it.
I thought you were gonna say the old ball coach in Florida. He won a Heisman. Ain't nobody seen it.
Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, you seen it. You seen him play. We ain't get to see him play. I was Steve Spurrier playing. That was that.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my list right quick. It was Tony Rice, Rocket Ismail, and it's a tie between Reggie Bush and Charlie Ward. What you got, Asa?
Charlie Ward's a good one. I'm gonna go Charlie Ward. Who's my man that played for Michigan and won the Heisman? Did the move at the
Charles
end?
Woodson. Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Woodson. Actually, Michigan had 2 guys that won the Heisman that I was watching. Woodson was one of them. And my third guy, I'm gonna go Auburn, but we started watching him by week 4. We were like, hold on, we might have something here. You know what I mean?
Talking about George Rogers.
No, that's South Carolina. I'm talking about with Auburn. Cam.
No, you ain't talking about Cadillac Williams.
No, he said Cam.
Oh,
I said Cam
Newton. Oh, Newton.
Yeah, I think if you don't have Charlie Ward on your list, then you won't win no bets on Saturday.
When the slaps on Saturday.
But I'm gonna tell you though, Billy Sims, Jarvis, Red Wine, and all them are running backs out there. in the Midwest, they was pretty decent.
No, not Charles Woodson. Desmond Howard was my guy
Desmond
that I
Howard,
watched
okay.
at Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Ward was good. I mean, Woodson
Charlie
was good
Ward was
too,
Busty TV.
but Desmond Howard was. Yeah. But Desmond was my guy at Michigan.
Now, what about for Florida State, like Peter Ward, along with that Charlie Ward guy? Peter Ward was pretty decent too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they had him. They had Antoine Bolden. They had some guys out there. But Peter Ward was another one, wide receiver, and then he also was in the kicking game, punt return, kickoff returns.
Yeah. Greg Jones, yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, man, those are some good ones. All right, real quick before we get to our fun bag, let's go ahead and get into ballers and busters real quick. We can go ballers and busters all at one time.
Yeah, Tommy Frazier with Nebraska, that wishbone.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. JJ Flanagan, Colorado, Darren Hagen.
Yeah, well.
Baller this week, Atlanta Dream. Doing their thing. They lost one game, and then they came back and put the beat down on somebody. Yes, sir. Buster this week. Every time I try to watch the big three, it's always somebody getting suspended or getting kicked out or get the fight. And it's like reality TV. I can't, every time I try to get into it, something happens to get me off of it. So big three, you go get my Buster Award. Sorry. But not sorry. All right, Asa, what you got?
My baller, I'm going to go Minnesota Lynx, clinching a playoff spot already.
Champions.
And Coach said, go ahead and give them the champion title. My buster are these two non-NBA players trying to get into the WNBA, Cantor, and I can't even think of the other dude's name because his name is just like his stats, 00000 across the board.
He's gay. He's gay.
Coach, what you got?
I was gonna give Matt Olson my ball award, but something happened today where my mood just went straight into the toilet. My dog is retiring after 18 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my dog is hanging it up. Hall of Fame. Russell Westbrook heading out. He's shutting it down. That's my baller right there. I hate he had to keep going out. But that's okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And my buster is
I wish he had his tour though, Coach. I wish he could play one more season and kind of get his farewell tour.
He don't care. He just happy to be. He just happy he played it his way. And my buster is doggone LaShawn McCoy saying Ben Roethlisberger don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. LaShawn, don't nobody pay attention to you. You ain't gonna be in the Hall of Fame. You coward.
He said that, Coach?
He said that. He said Ben Roethlisberger does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, LaShawn, ain't nobody watching your podcast. You idiot.
That's cold-blooded.
He got CTE. If he said that, he got CTE. They need to go ahead and get him checked right now.
Yeah. And if I had to put a boy stop on it, it's the umpires who umpired the Braves game who kicked Chris Sale out the game and called that false ball. Who called that false balk call on Chris Sale as well.
Chris Sale.
Hey, Joe, I give Chris Sale. I'm sorry, go ahead, Coach.
Chris Sale went back to the hotel, didn't even go to sleep. He woke up, ate his breakfast, and came to argue the next day.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm gonna give Chris Sale an honorable mention of a baller award. He came in the next day and gave the dude his business. You gonna put me out? Go put me out for a reason.
I ain't through. I ain't through, sucker.
Exactly what
But
he
yeah,
said.
those umps get the Buster Award because the Braves
All
probably
right,
could have won
Coach.
all 3 games against the
Let
Yankees.
everybody know what time it is so we can wake Carletta up.
Oh yeah, well,
Because we missed it last week.
yeah, I remember.
But VP came through for you.
Yeah, I remember. What's the name? Erica Badu had a song called "Bag Lady." You better get your bag. And all these guys, the running backs seem to be getting big bags. They ain't getting little Kroger sacks anymore. They getting Aldi bags. They bringing their own bags to play, but that's okay. Ain't none of them got a fun bag. None of them.
SRT Fun Bag, go.
No. Think. Since you're thinking now, go on, think. Is it fun? No, sir. No. No, sir. Absolutely not? Zero fun, sir.
What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag?
Are we having fun yet?
Yes, sir. It is SRT Fun Bag time. You know what time it is. And it is time to go ahead and ask you 6 questions, thought-provoking questions, to make you think really, really deep. And all we ask you to do is just answer within 30 seconds. And Carletta says she ain't sleep. She been paying attention, taking notes about this sports roundtable talk that we've been giving. So the first question.
I ain't sleep.
The first question is this: name a cartoon and name a sitcom that you ran home to look at after school.
Oh shoot! I ain't had to run home. It was there when I woke up on Saturday. Super Friends all day long. Didn't miss an episode.
A cartoon and a sitcom.
What's the sitcom? Cat Dog is right on my mind. Sanford and Son. Oh shoot, without a doubt.
As a kid, you watching Sanford and Son?
I watched Sanford and Son. I had every episode of Sanford and Son saved. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Hey, so what you got, brother?
So you think Sanford and Son is a bad one? Wait till you hear mine. So Transformers and Perry Mason.
Okay.
Not Perry Masons.
Go ahead, Perry Mason.
Not the Perrys.
So my mom watched all. Yeah, G.I. Joe was a good. My mom watched all those detective shows. So
yeah,
I was on Perry Mason.
She a Columbo fan? Are y'all a Columbo fan?
Yeah, no. She did the Columbo, Perry Mason, Agatha. What was the one? The Murder She Wrote.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm missing one
what
more.
What about Barnaby Jones?
Nah, a little bit too far. For my speed. I might have been little.
Oh, okay. All right. VP said Different Strokes and G.I. Joe.
Storm Shadow
says Power Rangers and Good Times.
She the pink Power Ranger.
Big Z said The Cosby Show and He-Man.
He-Man. Big Z, all I got to tell you is turn to Netflix and watch the cartoon He-Man that's on there now. You will not be disappointed. It ain't the live version.
VP said he loved Barnaby Jones, Rockford Five, and Perry Mason. Yeah. All right, so I'm going with Leave It to Beaver.
Not Wally.
And Bill, Ricochet Rabbit.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Not Ricochet.
Oh, Mr. Ricochet and Deputy Trupalone.
Oh my God.
Yes. Hallelujah. All right, second question. If you catered a brunch, tell me what's on the menu and tell me how much you're going to charge people to come in and eat.
$10. And you'll get a delicious menu of grits, cheese grits, or regular grits, eggs, or regular cheese, or cheese eggs, sashi, not sausage, now some sashi. Gotta say it right. Bacon, waffles,
the Flintstones, and Leave It to Beaver. Okay, go ahead, Coach.
potatoes, fruit, delicious orange juice or apple juice or one of them juices that you wanted to drink. And somebody make omelets for you.
You got an omelet station. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Ace. So what you got? What is on your brunch menu? How much you charge? The coach say he charging $10.
Yeah, he ain't making no money. He'll be out of business in 1 week, in 1 month.
tuned.
He'll be out of business. I'm with all that station and everything. We're gonna have to go down to what's the New Orleans restaurant? This is one over there on Cobb Parkway.
Oh, you finna break everybody going to Copeland? Man, please.
Yeah, Copeland's the Copeland's brunch. Except give me $35. You can eat all you can eat. Have you been to a Copeland's brunch?
Man, please. I went to one. Them prices have you mortgaging house.
For brunch.
Good food.
Not for brunch. No. For brunch, coach.
Yeah. I know. Mm-hmm. Good food.
So $35 and you go use the same menu the Copeland use, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
where I'm gonna get you at is when you wanna get that mimosa. That's where I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you there.
All right, let's see. The VP said omelet station, cream grits, beef ribs, fried chicken, potato salad, baked beans, or wine rolls, and charging $25 a plate.
Not the beef ribs. No eggs. No, he's an omelet station. I'm sorry, he's at the omelet station.
Yeah, so there it is. Hot dog.
Not the beef ribs, baby. And then he got the baked beans and a wine roll. Now he's gonna let you get to a wine roll and go.
All right, here we go. Keep, bench, and cut.
It's
gonna be a good one. And this is which one? The theme is which were you more proud to have? A record player, a cassette tape in your car, or a CD changer in your car?
Ooh.
CD changer, keep, record player, bench, and what's the other one? Cassette player,
cassette tape.
Cassettes tear up too easy. No, I gotta have the CD change.
Well, I tell you what, let's switch it up. Let's do 4.
Is it in the car or just in general?
The record in the car, the CD changer in the car.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go record player, boom box, CD changer, and the cassette tape.
Yeah, I don't need the boom box. If it play that, I don't need to be riding around not being able to hear it. I don't need all that.
So I'm surprised Coach ain't got this, but I grew up with the 8-track in the car as well. So
whoa, partner. Oh, wait a minute. Yes. I can see you're gonna need the hand of death right now, so I'm gonna death. Stay on you. Hey Joe,
we go.
Yeah.
Get them KK pancakes, baby.
VP said, yes, keep the CD charger, change it with the boom box, record player, bench, cassette tape, bench. Oh, he bench. Oh, let me see. Bench, cassette player in the car. He benching a lot of stuff there.
I know, right? I'm gonna keep the CD changer. We gonna bench the cassette tape, and we gonna cut the record player.
Okay, the same thing Carletta just said.
Great minds think alike, Miss
Carletta. I like my phone set up where I can hook the phone up and play off YouTube. Play what I want.
Oh, you want to stream the music now, huh?
Yeah,
you got. Coach got all kind of wires coming out of everywhere now.
All right. Well, speaking of music, VP said I meant cut cassette tape in the car. I got you. No problem. All right, here we go. Here's the music. Which concert are you going to? Jill Scott with Boys II Men or Alicia Keys with New Edition?
Alicia Keys. I'll tell her you need a new beat other than the Swiss.
Let's see what Tracy said.
Alicia Keys was who?
Had an 8-track, and I'm not a. All right.
You said Alicia Keys is with who?
New Edition.
Ooh.
And Jill Scott is with Boys II Men.
Jilly from Philly, I like you, but Alicia Keys, woo. In New York.
I gotta go Jill Scott with Boys to Men.
Jilly from Philly.
Easier on my eyes.
Okay.
I'm not saying
so-
Alicia Keys is not easy
so-
to look at. I'm just telling you, Jilly from Philly is easier on my eyes. That's all.
I feel you. Jill, let's see. You got Jill Scott for VP. Sharonda said Alicia Keys and New Edition. Carletta, can y'all believe it? Carletta going with Alicia Keys?
She knows she going.
I'm going with Jill Scott, but gotta go see New Edition. Dad said he gonna do both. I love some Jill Scott. Oh, okay.
Yeah, thick Jilly.
Dez is conflicted. Yeah, I agree. Dez is conflicted. All right, next question. We're rolling on along. Keep, bench, and cut. All you can eat seafood, all you can eat Chinese food, all you can eat Italian food.
Keep all you can eat Italian, bench all you can eat Chinese, cut all you can eat seafood.
Ace would be taking notes. He do the fun bear.
I mean, listen, I gotta see it to understand what's going on. Well, I'm gonna be trying to catch iodine poisoning, so I'm keeping the seafood.
Okay.
Chinese
food and Italian.
I'm going to bench Italian and cut Chinese.
Okay.
There you go, Big Z. Way to go, Big Z. Fired up, Big Z. Big Z on
Z
point.
said, keep the Italian, bench the Chinese, and cut the seafood.
That's right, Big
Let's
Z.
see what the VP says.
He said
he cut the MSG and the Chinese food, keeping the seafood, and he go bench Italian. Okay.
That's how I'm with you, VP. I like, there's so much sodium in MSG and Chinese food.
Sharonda said, keep the seafood, bench Italian, and cut Chinese. Tracy, keep seafood, bench Italian, and bye-bye Chinese food. Miss Carletta, keep Italian, bench seafood, and cut Chinese food. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Simple as that. All right, Coach, here it is, the money question of the night. Let's see how we're going to do this.
Yes.
If you win $1 million in the Georgia lottery, and they say to you, you can get your $1 million now, or you can turn it in with a 50% chance to win a bigger prize, like $1 billion prize, when it gets that high.
Nope. Give me my money.
Coach, open your door, Coach. I'm getting in the car with you.
Give me my money. I don't need no 50% chance.
I am not falling for no banana in the tailpipe.
So a 50% chance to win $1 billion, or you keep $1 million today.
Banana.
Nope.
That's that Vegas talk. Vegas. That's I think Vegas is still around.
Nope.
VP say Sharonda, Ace, and I are in the Mini Cooper on our way to the restaurant.
Not the Mini Cooper.
Yeah. To put Coach out of business.
Tracy say if you eat all you can eat Chinese food, you're hungry an hour later. Hey, VP say, give me the money right now. Run me my coins.
He's a rat.
Yep, run me my coins. Right. I'm with you, VP. Right now.
I want it all right now. Everybody taking $1 million without putting it. Okay.
There's a reason why Vegas is still around. There's a sucker born every day.
Yeah.
They give you $1,000 and you leave out of there owing $3,000. Chasing that $1,000 that they give you.
So take the $1 million, even though you go get 620 after taxes.
Like, give me
Appreciate
600.
you. Thank you. No problem.
Because I remember when I played blackjack, I won $500, and I said, I'm going to go. But I said, no, I'm going to play one more hand. I'm going to be greedy, put up $100 on there. And I got 20.
100.
And the dealer got 21. Bye. Time to go. Woo, time to go.
Dad said it's 50% chance to win, but also 50% chance to walk away with
nothing.
That's right.
And 100% that I can leave with that 1 million or 600,000, whatever it is, I'm out.
620 or 680, one of them.
Yeah, cool.
Everybody say, give me the $1 million right now.
Yeah, the brothers don't work it out. Sisters too.
Well, yeah, VP. Hey, Joe going over the top every time. He going over the top.
Just kept on going.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, it is what it is.
That's a good one, VP.
I love it. Well, when you hear the noise, you already know what time it is. Episode 487 is in the books. It is time to go out and pray that the Powerball hits tonight. It is over $1.3 billion. All you gotta do is go get you a lawyer, and you'll get about 45% of that. So don't think you're gonna be a billionaire, but because you're not. Maybe 300 million you probably walk away with, but nothing more than that. But either way, it's a chance. Can't win if you don't play. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate the guys, Asa and Coach, for coming through. Welcome back, Coach. Just like I should have played my Welcome Back Carter song. Thanks to the tenants for putting it down and participating as always, man. And I did go to the Falcons camp Saturday. Tua did look pretty impressive, I must say. Him and Drake London are building some type of relationship, because even without 7-on-7 drills, and they were just going through the motion and throwing the passes, Tua was throwing to Drake London most of the time. So look for that relationship and dynamic to grow. We are still without a right tackle, but the Taylor kid came back today. He just hadn't practiced, I guess. And we're still waiting on the James Pierce conclusion. I think he's still to get 4 games, but hey, we'll see. All right, but that's all I got. Give me your shout outs, Ace.
Yep.
Ace asleep.
I see. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead. Go give me your shout out.
Shout out to everybody. All the tenants. Shout out to Ace Brown, H.O., Red, Rev, VP, everybody. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the 22nd, next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. We'll be back with the season opener. So come on out and join us. It's going to be a big blast for that season opener. We're talking college football, pro football, WNBA, NBA, CBA, USWA. I don't know, everything. So come on out and join us.
Go ahead, Ace.
Hey, man, shout out to you, H.O. Shout out to you, Coach, SRT crew, the family. Always have a good time. About to get into the busy part of the season now. Football is amongst us, and college and NFL. Oh, and then one little quick update. All your top 10 running backs except for 2 are in the Hall of Fame. Adrian Peterson is one. He's up next year. Frank Gore is the other one. So I think Frank Gore should be a Hall of Famer, H.O.
Okay, I see you making your case. You done stated your case. I see that. Okay, can't be mad at that. Man. See how long it took Roger Craig. So
I know. Don't hold my breath, right?
exactly. You already know. All right, with that being said, for myself, Coach, Asa, Hancock, Smitty, and Bob, and everybody represent the SRT family and the tenants. R.I.P. Moms and Pops and R.I.P. BC. Episode 487 is in the books. And guess what? We'll holler at y'all next week. We out. Peace.